Okay, so one more incident I believe I forgot to, one of the main ones. After doing some digging and yard work one day last year, sometimes I would take a walk to take a break because it was heavy, digging and upfront manual labor, and so taking a walk was like a break. And so I'd be walking near this street corner one day, and I would drink milk and other things, sometimes just, bottled water, things like that, throughout the day to keep me going. One day as I'm walking about, I think it was about right here between these two houses, the individual drives up in some sort of vehicle with a trailer behind it. I drop my bottle like so as they're driving. I think it was maybe about right here. About right here. I dropped the bottle. One of my bottles. I was just completely exhausted after doing, hour and hours, about 100 degrees. The individual then yells at me out of the side of the truck. And again, this is after hours and hours and hours of manual labor. Proceeds to get out of the vehicle, grab a steel bar, raise it over his head, close to striking me near my face. I didn't move, mostly because what am I supposed to do, and also out of complete exhaustion. The individual then drives, then takes a left turn over here and parks its vehicle. Now, seeing that the individual may have attempted to re-attack for one reason or another, I figured, well, in the event that individual attacks, there may be a life risk. So, in other words, I decide to make a loud noise with my voice. So I said, "Hey," out loud, walk over here, this area. I'm not sure if I had my phone with me. I think I had my phone in my pocket. To take it out, and I was going to make a recording or something, and I said, "Ah!" right about where this Windstar, whatever it is, this van is located. The individual then runs from about right here over to here onto this property, then proceeds to knock on the door. And somebody does come right to the door. The individual also takes out their phone and already has a recording ready to go. So that is the sequence of events. That day, since it was relatively severe, I arrived back over to the city market where I had for the past couple of months. I was new to the area and still am to a certain degree. Had been at times getting lunch and whatever. And at the time there was a large amount of people, mostly of African American color for the most part. At the specific moment, there was probably 50, 60, 70 people, 95 to 99% being African American, parked in the parking lot. I then proceed to had an apparatus, which was some sort of nail that I was using to actually do the yard work with me. At the time, I was searching for the person who almost basically attempted murder against me, seemingly, in my opinion. It could be interpreted as along those lines. So I go to the parking lot, saying, well, basically, I didn't know anybody's name, anybody at all, so I just was sitting there. Somebody approached me saying, whatever. Seemingly, other people knew about the event, the occurrence, but they didn't say much. Post facto, I do extended workouts, things of that sort after the yard work and so on and so forth. I rode right over at this Jerusalem restaurant. I had parked my vehicle at that location, and I would, oftentimes do short jogs and runs, things of that sort. And especially after almost, it's a little bit strange because, it's like, yeah, I know how to fight, but I can't actually go through with that because, I'm an old man. You see, I'm an old guy. When I was looking for a job and things of that sort. Anyways, at that specific moment in time, I did report the event to the officers. They did some sort of search of me while I was re-looking for where my vehicle was parked. Now, I no idea who this individual is at all, but it did occur, a real event. Post-facto analysis, I would like to only explain the sequence of events. However, in that there was no contact or whatever, then there's multiple interpretations that could have been said. In other words, I did say post-facto. However, seeing that at the time, the interpretation at the time of the event, the specific moment of the event, if I was to recount it immediately after without trying to make excuses for there being a potential life risk, was basically the immediate interpretation was to a certain degree either attempted murder. It couldn't be really interpreted that because there was no actual strike, so basically it would have been some sort of bully tactic. I don't know, I'm unaware of that area of law, but I don't know, maybe the person just, maybe in their mind they were trying to sell me something. I don't know. I don't know what was going on in their mind. All I'm telling you is the sequence of events. So, anyways, that is that. Until next time, over out.